He's a comedy theorist, an award-winning musician, and he's desperately trying to hold his beautiful mind together. He's a living TikTok post that thinks that if he just does one more bad take on current events, he's finally gonna become famous. Will his guests keep him on track? Will he deservedly get canceled, or will this show crash and burn as he loses control once again? Welcome to Meltdown Island.
It's DUSTiN!
I know everything that DUSTiN is saying sounds totally delusional.
DUSTiN, where are you going? Just trust me!
DUSTiN, you slow down. DUSTiN!
DUSTiN, you're a goddamn Einstein.
DUSTIN's right. You're a certified genius. I think that's a great idea, Mike. Thank you, DUSTiN.
If you look up the word tempting in the dictionary, you will find a picture of Sean.
Looks like Jawa is stuck between a rock and a Sean place.
I think it's because Sean is very built and he's sexy as hell. I'm going to sleep next to Sean Smith.
Nothing feels good when you're feeling bad. Nothing makes sense when you're feeling mad. Don't go around feeling sad, cause everybody's going around saying that you're crazy, that you're lazy, and you're unmotivating. To the people that surround you in society, they control you in your mind with anxiety. You gotta break free from that mindset. Break free, break free. Break free to explode. Break free to expose all of those emotional vulnerability and the complexities of your mind. And together we will find that the sun keeps shining on the other side. You know the sun keeps shining on the other side. The sun keeps shining on the other side of the rain cloud, of the storm clouds in your eyes, in your eyes. There's a place I know we can go and stay a while. Welcome to Meltdown Island. Welcome to Meltdown Island. To Meltdown, we can all meltdown.
disappearing in the audio. Not all of that. You have to say it all over again.
Are you kidding me?
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Meltdown Island, where we just figured out our sound was off, and we'd like to start over by saying ice is melting in the Arctic. Wake up, America! Thank you.
I just can't believe that there's no audio. I can't believe it.
No,
Thank you, Awful Waffle, for
thank you,
bringing that to our
Awful
attention.
Waffle. I'd like to go ahead and apologize to Sean. Sean?
He was worried about the light, which the lighting, the lighting
Much
now
better.
is great.
Much better.
I mean, was it worth
Mhm.
it?
I think
Yeah,
so.
absolutely.
I think so. Yeah.
But at what cost?
Well,
at what cost? And that was that we did not.
I wasn't aware.
were
I wasn't eyeballing the things on the screen.
That means none of our loyal viewers heard the
None
opening.
of them. And you just had an amazing description of, dare I say, the world is melting down all around us, and we're barely holding on by our fingertips.
And on top of us, too. Ugh.
TikTok heard it all, bud, so we can reuse it. I can use all of that. If there was anything good in all that you said, I can use it.
TikTok heard it. Thank God for TikTok.
Thank God for TikTok. Oh, thank God for TikTok.
So anyway, but what I was about to tell Dustin before we realized that there was no
Sound
audio
for
I was about to explain to him why the Arctic sea ice is important, why we should care that it is rapidly depleting, and by the 30s, actually by 2030, maybe an ice-free summer in the Arctic. And what does that mean? Because here's the thing: the Arctic sea ice, because it's white, it's reflective, and it serves to deflect a lot of the sun's energy back into space, which keeps our temperature and climate very moderate on the planet.
So are you one of these fellows I hear people talk about how there's like we're controlling the weather and stuff like that? I was like there was a weather beam that hit Hawaii that caused or do you think it's just natural causes?
That's a distraction. It does
seem like a distraction.
It's all a distraction.
You didn't see that video with the lake? It was real big.
I didn't see it. I'm guessing it was doctored.
I think it was. I do think it was.
I already feel confident because they said the same thing after the fire in Paradise, California, not to be confused with Paradise as in Hawaii,
or not to be confused with Paradise by Coldplay and the Smokers,
or not to be confused with Almost Paradise.
I'm knocking on heaven's door.
See, I know how to get. I know how to get to Dustin. I can push his buttons. But with the sea ice disappearing, there's more blue ocean that actually absorbs.
Remember the old ocean blue?
That absorbs that extra energy from the sun.
Absorbs it.
Creates an energy imbalance, which of course is heating up the planet.
Remember?
Right? So here's the thing, though.
Go ahead. You got something else?
No, the energy imbalance. You might be like, how much energy are we talking about? Well,
how much are we talking about, bro? I feel like
you.
that's a big leading question for me to ask you.
For asking.
You're welcome.
The energy imbalance is such that the planet absorbs today, presently,
to now,
it absorbs an extra. The equivalent extra in energy, the equivalent to detonating 800,000 Hiroshima-sized atomic weapons every day. 800,000 atomic bombs going off every day.
Here's a question.
That's the extra energy that's going into the atmosphere.
Have you seen like I just watched this thing about Vikings, and they's doing shots of like Viking lands. Okay. And I'm like, that's a lot of trees.
Sure.
Like, we always talk about what we're putting in and then what we've got to take out. What about nature's taking it out? Anything about that it takes out naturally? Oh, it's a good question. Thank you.
What are you talking about, like trees?
Trees.
Trees take out CO2 naturally, for sure. The oceans absorb a lot of it.
And how much they absorb every year? That would be like, oh, that's a lot. We don't even talk about how much they absorb.
Well, because it used to be part of the balance.
Mm-hmm.
The CO2 balance.
And you're saying we've knocked the balance out of whack.
That's the point. We have knocked
whacked it
such that all of these natural natural
Hey, crystals.
absorbers of CO2, they're rendered irrelevant.
Hey, comfort noises.
Hi, comfort noises.
Thank God comfort noises told
Finally
us.
made it over. It's a busy day. Busy day.
Busy day.
It's a busy day. Well, we're glad you made
Busy
it.
day.
We're glad you made it. We like to keep people company on busy days.
Hi, everyone. For those of you on TikTok, there's 2 of you still. Why don't you jump over to Meltdown Island on YouTube? Because I'm going to hang up here. Because we're going to start talking about other things, and I don't know.
And we're going to need this. We're going to need this to do our Google searches.
Our go searches.
Right there.
Okay, love you, bye. TikTok, love you, bye.
So
YouTube, Meltdown Island.
YouTube, Meltdown Island. Follow the link tree.
Follow the link tree in my bio.
Or go to YouTube and search.
I hung up.
Sorry about that. That's
ill professional.
This guy, he was just couldn't let go. He couldn't hang up.
That's ill professionalisms.
Anyway,
Sean.
So, what's going on with you, buddy?
Have you heard about this fight coming up with Logan Paul and some boxer guy? And what this boxer guy is doing to get inside of Logan Paul's head?
No, I haven't heard. Do tell, buddy.
So Logan Paul is engaged to be married to a Victoria's Secret model.
What?
First of all, that's news.
That's news.
I don't even know who this Logan Paul is.
You're breaking this news?
No. I've been reading this alongside everybody else on what they call X, Twitter, Twix.
Logan Paul, this guy?
Yep.
And American media personality is what his go by is.
He's also a boxer and other things now.
He's a social media personality, an actor, of course.
Social pariah.
Boxer.
Go ahead.
And professional wrestler.
Well, I don't know if he's a professional wrestler.
He is currently signed to WWE, so that makes him professional, where he performs on a part-time basis.
So he's about to go. He's about to go box, right?
Okay.
And this guy that he's boxing against.
Go on.
He's been posting a lot of tweets to get in his head because it's a psychological, as much as it is physical.
Okay.
It's a psychological game, boxing.
Yeah, sure.
And if you come in there emotional,
hence trash talking.
Yeah, hence trash talking. This guy's trash talking on a level not seen since maybe Muhammad Ali. His trash talking is next level. Okay. A lot of people are coming out saying, how dare you shame a female for your own glory. But what he's doing is posting pictures of who this girl used to date and be with, or just pictures of her with just people on runways, like old dudes who are like, she was like, all right, let's get a quick picture. And so he's posting all of these pictures. Like, she's not dating.
Wow.
She's not dating Albert Einstein, but he's got her on.
This is she, by the way.
Yes, she's a professional model.
A Danish model.
Yeah.
Known for her appearances in the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue, and alongside Chrissy Teigen and Lily Aldridge, appeared on the 50th anniversary cover in 2024. Nina Agdal.
We definitely had the sound off at the beginning of the show. Thank you for those of you who stuck through it. So this guy has been posting videos and pictures of her with people, and I gotta admit, it's pretty funny. And
are you gonna show us some?
I don't even know if I can find it now in time. But
what's the boxer's name?
Logan Paul. Oh, right here, Logan Paul's girl.
No, Logan. Oh, okay.
So, I mean, there she is in a towel.
Right.
Looks like she got out of the shower and
with another guy.
And there she is about to kiss that guy in public.
Can we show them?
I don't want to sit around and shame her as well.
Oh,
I want to talk about it and show you.
These are my reaction shots. This is shocking.
I mean, he's definitely kissing her more than she's kissing him. He's kissing her.
Sure.
But she's definitely there with him.
Another guy.
That's the same guy. I think that's all the same guy.
All right. That guy looked taller than the other one.
Here's another one.
Another one was just some random guy.
And that might be even superimposed. That's another thing is they're adding her. They're also adding her to pictures of like there's somebody just like,
Yeah. So trying to rattle his cage.
Oh, he's beyond rattle his cage.
But,
there she is with her old boyfriend, Leonardo DiCaprio. Many photos of those two hanging out and in love.
in Leonardo DiCaprio.
There she is with two fellas.
Once your girl's been soiled by Leonardo DiCaprio.
Soiled? Why do you say that? See what I mean? That's the kind of attitude that is holding us all back, you know what I mean, from leveling up.
But
as a society.
If Andy used to go out with Leonardo DiCaprio, I don't know if I could live with myself.
Right?
Right.
And then we would go to a basketball game, and then he would cook me dinner again, like a good steak with a good sauce and some potatoes, maybe some green beans. And then after that, you know what happens. Oh.
Why are you so shocked? You know what happens, though, because you do the same thing. So we all do the same thing. That's how we know what happens. It's just being used against her in a court of opinion about a boxing match. That's the shocking thing.
Well, here's the thing as well, buddy.
Is so many people are enjoying it.
This could totally backfire on the guy, too, because bringing his girlfriend into it could really send this Logan Paul into a rage.
Well, that's the thing is, if you come into a boxing match emotional, the guy even says, look at all the people that did it. And he names names like Smokin' Joe Frazier or old Smokey the Fast Hands.
Smokey Fast Hands? Is that a boxer, Smokey Fast Hands?
No. I can't get off of Smokey Robinson. It's not Smokey Robinson.
Smokey Fast Hands.
That's not a real person.
You talking about Joe Louis, buddy?
No. But there was guys who come into fights emotional and that they lose because they're...
You talking about Apollo Creed?
Not talking about Apollo Creed. Look, this guy's got him on in the Dahmer picture where it's Dahmer and he's watching on TV.
It's like when Rocky faced Clubber Lang that first time after his manager, after Burgess Meredith was killed.
Mm-hmm. And he came in emotional.
Came in totally emotional and lost.
That's it exactly. Thank you. Thank you. We don't have to even look for other people.
Got clobbered by Clubber.
And it's stories like that this guy's sitting back laughing about.
Yeah, that's great. It's diabolical.
Because Logan Paul just got engaged like a month ago. Like it just happened. And so this guy's like, oh, this is easy. Mm-hmm. Let me just post every picture. Even pictures like I'm saying, she never met Albert Einstein. And here he got her on his lap like.
That's my Albert Einstein.
Oh. So I don't know if you're like me, but we're all invested in Pond.
I am not like you. I'm not invested in anything. I'm invested in this moment.
In this moment.
And that's all.
So over the weekend, there were 3 centralized exchanges that all showed pictures of themselves holding coffee in front of a pond, or Binance showed their hat in front of a pond.
Okay.
KuCoin showed a pond and then had, I know, right? Don't even know. And had their initials written in a rock, like chipped into a rock. And so they've all announced that they're going to be a part of this pond coin. And here's the thing.
And the Ponzi scheme goes on.
Here's the thing. It's not a Ponzi scheme.
It's a Ponzi scheme.
It's not. This one's different.
Mm-hmm. Because
when he launched it, a bunch of people were like, we're going to wreck it. We're going to get in there and get all of the coins. And then as soon as they go, oh, look at us. We're over here and we're doing it. We're going to dump on them. Take all of that money. Well, the people who did that, all of their money disappeared. Because it even goes, 99% of your money will be going to zero if you hit this button. And they're like, I don't care. Hit that button. And then when they went to zero, and they got 0 coins, all of that money went into the liquidity pool for the coin that we all were mining. Now, as soon as he dropped it, he was like, mining opens in a day. Don't do anything until you mine. People didn't care. And then they all want to complain and yell, oh, you tried to rob us. He goes, no, If you pushed that button that said 90, no one asked you to push that button. No one told you to push that button. But everyone is so used to the Ponzi scheme of it all.
Mhm.
I get in first, I get in the most, and then when everyone else buys in, that's my exit. Nope. This one was all fair and equal. So I put in 0.26 of ETH, and I got back over $1 billion, which is a lot. And my investment was like $500. It instantly went to like $2 to $3 grand. It's $5 maybe. Like, what? I should have cashed out. But again, everyone's nervous about, don't know what's happening. So I sold all my PEPE, bought more Pond.
Wait, I thought PEPE was...
Here's the thing. I know. Hear me out. It's a whole new way of doing things. Mine Pond, earn PEPE. So it is a leveraged coin that is going to be an exchange. Much like Binance, much like Coinbase, much like KuCoin and Gemini.
KuCoin?
Mm-hmm. KuCoin.
I don't like that name.
KuCoin! KuCoin! Thank you. Now, here's the thing.
What's the thing, Dustin? Tell me the thing.
Well, I'm about to tell you. 19 days, this guy, Pauly, who has launched the coin and the Pond, 19 days, PEPE went over $1.5 billion in 19 days. Today is day 18 for the Pond coin. Tomorrow, day 19.
Okay.
So I'm thinking that because all these exchanges said over the weekend that they're all going to buy in or drop the fact that they're going to be a part of it same day on the 19th,
Okay.
just to say it's this Pauly guy that did it. There's no denying it this time. The PEPE guys were like, no, you didn't do it. We all did it. And Pauly's like, no, we all didn't. I did it. What he did after the first round of mining, we didn't make anything. We did generate $1 million, which he then donated to Matt Fury, the creator of PEPE, who also fought against the Nazis to get his rights back for the frog itself.
Okay.
Now, cut to everybody's then. First of all, you got the people who are like, oh, screw this. He took all my money at the beginning. It's all a scam. They were trying to Ponzi scheme it. Then you got people who are like, oh, the money we made within the first month. Mind you, it hasn't even been 3 weeks. It's been just over 2 weeks. And we've already got $1 million produced by the ecosystem of Pond. Now, PEPE guys, everybody kept saying, why don't you donate some of the, I don't know, 10 trillion coins you still have left? Donate $1 trillion to Matt Fury. Donate something to him. Give him $1 million that he can do whatever. They're like, no, he don't want it. What? You talked to him? He don't want it? Yeah, he said he wouldn't accept it even if we sent it to him. Oh, okay. Pauly does it. Within 2 days, Matt Fury's like, thank you so much to the community. It's so wonderful that my my original drawing and my original character is doing so much for the world and is doing positive things in the world now. Let's go to the moon. So now everyone's like, oh, really, PEPE guys? He wouldn't accept it? So in other words, Pauly is making them look foolish by doing it, by being the one who said, I got us to 19 days, by being the one to say, donate $1 million to him, and they wouldn't, by then being the one to donate $1 million to them, and they still were like, huh? So they look foolish. He's still not giving up on PEPE because he's like, you buy us, you earn this. So they're going to work like this, right? It's going to be like a, instead of there being a what do they call them? Shorts in stocks, which I don't know if you guys are in the AMC, but they just hooked us again. Hard. That it's the opposite. Instead of people shorting, this thing keeps adding. It keeps buying PEPE. It keeps buying this and then going to say it saves in a little bundle here on the Pond and then spawns out money. thoughts, questions.
My question is this pond.
Go ahead.
Coin. It's
Yep.
coin. It's run by a guy named Paulie.
His real name's Jeremy Cahan.
Okay.
His TikTok persona is Polly Zero.
Paulie.
Pauly.
Paulie.
Hey, Paulie. Yeah.
Yeah, I get you.
Polly.
That's why I asked, because if it was run by a guy named Paulie, I was going to say that's kind of a red flag. It feels.
So his name's Jeremy.
Fixed. Okay, Jeremy is okay.
And he also fought against the Nazis in federal court with the Yuga Labs and the Bored Apes.
Just like Indiana Jones.
Just like Indiana Jones. So I'm putting my money with the guys fighting the Nazis.
All right.
Thank you.
So tomorrow you'll be rich.
I won't be fooled again. Wow! Bang, ding, 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 ding.
I was giving you some room, man, to rock out.
I thought you was about to bust in with a.
I wish.
I thought that's why you backed up, so you'd have room for your hands to do the drums. You see them on the streets. So,
Good, you're good.
there is I'm very excited because yes, it's all speculation. Everything is speculation. Don't get it twisted.
It's not. I won't.
Nobody knows anything.
Okay.
I've even made mistakes because I didn't know anything. And it says to lock your thing. And I go, what's locking mean? I'm going to try to figure it out by pushing buttons. Nope. I realized just last night, locking is just exiting out of the website and saying, you no longer have permission to be in my wallet. Because you give it permission to mine. You say, okay, you have permission to look inside my wallet.
Okay.
And I'm going to use this money to mine. And then you say goodbye, and it hangs up, and then you see a little lock. And I'm like, I keep seeing that lock, and I keep touching on it. I keep tapping it. Nothing. So what did I do before I figured this out? I was like, maybe you need to lock your Pond coin by swapping it in, or your Pond X, because that's what you mine, is you mine the X, Pond X, which gives you, it's a proof of purchase, proof of mining. And then that's what I got. And then I could go claim my Pond coins using my X. Everybody went in on the X, and that's where they were wrong. And those of us who listened and waited, we were blessed. Those of us who listened and waited, but then thought I'd hit some buttons, well, we swapped it for Pond coin, thinking that that's how you lock it away. That way it's gone. You don't have any. Nope, it disappeared and it took away Pond coins. Oh, no. And I instantly was like, dummy! Why are you so dummy, you dummy? They say don't do anything, and you did something, and now you screwed yourself. So I'm a little upset about that part.
I don't know if you're like me, but I don't really get it.
I understand. That's why I'm trying to help you guys.
Pair of dice. Did we do that one
That
already?
was so long ago.
Oh, yeah, it was.
I said hi to them. You were doing a whole
All right,
long talk.
good, okay. I thought it was just me.
Yep.
You did that
Vicky,
one already?
Vicky.
Hey, Ricky.
Hey, Vicky! Vicky!
And Ellie the killer.
Ellie the killer. They call her Ellie the killer. Oh, you know what else we should be doing is a spaces.
What?
Yep.
Oh, get on the spaces?
Yep.
The
Yep.
X spaces?
Yep. Except I already talked about Pond coin.
X, formerly known as Twitter.
Live stream.
Ah, boy. Cryptocurrencies. Oh, I don't know. Can you really? I mean, we're not going to talk about cryptocurrency anymore, right?
You just never know.
Okay. I mean, I hope not. I'm just saying.
Me too.
But, I mean, maybe.
Maybe.
I mean, maybe it'll be one of the most frequently Googled questions. One of the more frequently questioned. Maybe the most frequent questions.
What are you
on
trying to say?
Google. That's what I'm trying to say.
Oh, you're talking about our new segment?
Frequently searched questions on Google.
That's easy.
So maybe it'll come up again there. I mean, maybe there's a lot of
Google.
searches.
And then what am I hitting?
For Paulie.
Top searches for this weekend. Top searches this week, sure. Google Trends. Caleb Farley.
Caleb Farley is number one. Rihanna, number 2.
Immortals of the Avium. Bricks.
All right.
I heard that, by the way, I heard that old, what's his name, from Kazakhstan, okay. They're going to join Bricks to become the K. Isn't that nice?
Oh, that would be nice. That's great.
Borat, yeah. So none of these. Bachelor Final, did you watch any of that?
No.
Dodger Stadium flooded. By the way, what a great time to move away from California right before the earthquake and hurricane.
Or the worst time.
You want to be there now?
I was hoping, I mean, I can't believe I missed it by 2 weeks. I would have loved that event.
Being right on the ocean.
Yeah, being right on the ocean. I bet it would have been very exciting.
Have you looked at your building or seen any pictures about the building from where you lived?
I have not. No.
Why don't you Google that right now? Google the address to see if there's any news or updates.
The last update that I saw was this old historic library near where we lived. The city of Redondo Beach was boarding it up. And I'm like, everyone's getting excited.
The coin itself seems super unstable at the moment, but strange things happen, hence test or scam coin. Yep. I agree. Coin, yep. In reference to the pawn coin. Oh, I get it. It's unstable right now because those guys put all those pictures out on the weekend, and then the price started going up, and now it's been a couple of days, and everybody's like, it's never going to go all the way up. They're never going to add it. It's been 2 days since they posted that picture. That's the thing I'm starting to grasp a little more. It's like, it's not even been a week, but everybody's always like, what's happening right now? Everything's got to happen right now. And that's just not the way it works in finance, is what I'm learning. I'm glad I do my show on Saturday night from New York and not Los Angeles. Hi, Dustin. Big fan of the show. Thank you, Lauren Michaels. I'm a big fan of your show.
Oh, Lauren Michaels. Good to see you again, Lauren.
I'd love to sit and talk to you about some ideas of, just ideas that I have. Maybe you want to produce a couple of movies that I've got written. I understand you have a whole production company, and I want to respect that, not just focus on SNL. That's something I've realized as well. How about that? Dustin is growing inside. Man, what an honor to have the Lauren Michaels stop by our show like that.
It's exciting.
It's exciting, all right. You're looking up your address?
I'm looking up the Redondo Beach, yeah.
That's something else I was looking up, is on the Twix, what's popular, what's trending, right? And it happens to be Rebel Moon, because that teaser trailer just got dropped by Zack Snyder, so he's number 2. Supersonic 2, the movie, I guess.
I don't know. I can't find anything right now. Let's move on.
Dang.
But I'm disappointed.
What about your neighbors? You didn't have a neighbor that you could say, hey.
I didn't talk to any of those people.
None of them. No. What a transient place.
Yeah. Just
never put your roots down, huh?
No. Anyway, it was fun while it lasted. I just wish it would have lasted 2 weeks more, so I could have seen this historic event.
Because you like world-ending moments.
I find
disaster movies.
Weather disasters to be very exciting.
You do. And you wonder why we think you're crazy, but
just because it's different. I mean, it's different.
Is it?
I mean, I'm 54. I've seen a lot of days that are just the same.
How is Frasier and Niles trending at all?
Maybe Niles has announced that he's coming back into the reboot, maybe?
Seeing as Frasier is trending. Oh, they're doing a reboot?
Yeah, they're doing a reboot.
I love Frasier, but I have next to no interest in the reboot. No Niles, Daphne, or Roz is just gonna make it feel so empty.
Yeah, but I guess Lilith.
Remember Roz?
Lilith is coming back.
Oh, that's good. I mean, she's a good actress. I'm just saying. Mark Hamill's trending with Ted Nugent. What's that all about?
What is that?
Mark Hamill's a hero. Ted Nugent is a 0. Would you agree? I don't know that I would agree. I mean, I guess. Mark Hamill. Oh, no. The Force is talking about family. You misspelled fraud. Mark Hamill's pretty funny on the Twitch.
Yeah.
Videos like this never fail to get me. It feels right. He's been begging for a dog for 3 years. And when he opens up a thing and it's him getting to hear the dog barking. I still don't see why it's with Randy Newman, or not Randy Newman, but Ted Nuge.
There it is.
It's the same thing, though.
Oh. Hard pass.
We want to know, are you with us? From Ron DeSantis. Rhonda.
Ron DeSantis.
Help me,
Ron
Rhonda.
DeSantis.
Help me, Rhonda. Mark Hamill mocks Trump over irrefutable report. So that's part of it. And then probably he probably got trolled by then.
Ted Nugent.
Ted Nuge. The Nuge. There he is. Dylan Danny's is the guy posting all these pictures. Okay, so this is the two of them. Oh, this is today. This was them going to do the weigh-in or the handshake. And as soon as he walks on stage, this guy throws something at him. That's crazy.
Wow.
Woo!
Was that
So here comes on, look. Oh my gosh, that's a full-on throw. That's a full-on.
What did he throw? Like lettuce?
It looks like lettuce.
And the guy
threw his own cake. So they get cakes, I bet, to celebrate them doing the thing.
Right.
So he threw his cake at him. That's the guy and his girl.
Wow.
It's crazy, isn't it? They're really going at it.
Crazy.
This is next level stuff.
But it looked like, I mean, once he threw the cake, it looked like that guy who was supposed to be the one who's getting the other guy emotional, the other guy who's supposed to be getting Logan Paul emotional, is himself getting very emotional.
Because he got a cake thrown at him.
Well, I'm saying, if you're, and then it looks like Logan Paul, look at him. He's just bouncing. He's ready to go. He's cool. Come on, bring it to me.
Well, because he thinks he's being funny, because he's, okay. Let me say this. Hurt people. And right now, Logan Paul's hurting inside.
Sure.
So what did he decide to do on a professional moment? He decided to come out and throw a cake.
I mean, the punishment fits the crime, though. I mean,
I agree. I'm not going to disagree with you.
Let's be honest. The whole thing
is a
showmanship.
It's a show. Yeah.
So
even this guy, who's like a manager,
very well have known,
who's throwing. This guy's throwing tables.
He's probably going to throw a cake at you. Just let you know, he's probably going to throw a cake at you. Just be careful, don't slip out on the stage.
Logan of all called to okay.
Oh, he's going to throw a cake at me. This is great. That's great. It's a great idea. I think I'll just flip out, and then you hold me back, and I'll throw the microphone at him.
I mean that seems like that's a little on the nose, but I hear. Oh, there's the cake he must have thrown, or a piece of it. That's a big cake.
It's just
I got to show him the cake.
What's going on with Jonathan Taylor here? Just out of curiosity.
I got to show him the cake, though. I bet he took the head off of that cake. I mean, that's a big cake. And he made the cake. Logan Paul clearly made the cake where he's got his eye busted and he's laying on the mat. And he probably took the head off. That's why it looks like a ball.
Right.
And threw the head at him.
Okay.
Makes more sense.
Yeah.
You don't have to take it out on me because my brother hooked up with your ex, says Logan Paul. And then he said, I dropped...
so now Logan Paul is going at his exes?
Yeah, and he goes, I dropped that hoe, unlike you, who got engaged. Oh, my God. I don't condone any of this.
I mean...
I am enjoying it a little bit because it's, it's shocking.
I mean, once you acknowledge it all as showmanship, I mean, it's hard to take seriously.
Binance trending for the wrong reasons. Binance are saying could be going under.
Oh, a crypto thing going under. How about that? That's weird.
Yep. Well, let's not forget, it was Binance that helped to facilitate NFT's fall by cashing out everything and saying, all right, cover it. And they're like, we can't. We put all our Bitcoin over here, and then we bought some stocks over here with the money from that over here. Oh, no. And then he's in jail. And then what did he do? They paid $200-something million for him to get out of jail as bond, and he breaks his bond. They lost that money because he was like, this is what happened. Same thing that's sort of happening with some say, is it Dr. Trump? Is he a doctorate?
Who?
Mr. Trump? Is it Mr.
Donald Trump?
It's not a doctor, right?
No, he's not a doctor.
He doesn't have a doctorate in something.
No.
Dr. Trump.
I doubt if he has a bachelor's degree. Oh no, I guess he does. I guess he does talk about his college days. But
college days. I had the best old-fashioned college days.
Trump. College degree.
College degrees. Oh, Kurt Bringler's saying hi.
He's got a BS in economics.
Oh, I bet he has a BS. They need to make a cinematic universe with Cheers and all its spin-offs. Wouldn't you like to get away? It's like if UFC was Gallagher. It is.
All right.
Real headless horseman energy. Kurt's on fire right now.
I have to admit that I am incorrect. As it turns out, in 2012, Liberty University awarded Trump an honorary doctorate of business in recognition of his, quote, unwavering and public commitment to our nation's founding principles of limited government, individual liberty, and the free enterprise system.
Limited government? What are they talking about? All they've done is take away our right to our vaginas. That's not limited government. That's big government.
I feel like, if anything, it was in recognition of his fight to get Barack Obama's birth certificate.
Wow.
Of course, Liberty University, you're familiar with it, right?
I am. But maybe others who didn't grow up in Christiansburg, Ohio.
In Lynchburg, Virginia, it sits. It's affiliated with the Southern Baptist Conservatives of Michigan.
Oh, you're bringing up something terrifying, by the way.
It was founded by Jerry Falwell.
That's true.
Who is presently rotting in hell.
Allegedly.
If there is a hell.
Allegedly.
Fine. If there is a hell.
I'd like to say this. Did you know that trending right now is the fact that Christians believe the teachings of Jesus are liberal talking points?
That he didn't actually say those things like the meek shall inherit the earth, or
they after a sermon from Sermon on the Mount, talking about the words of Jesus. People come up to the pastors afterwards, more than one church, and they said, "Where'd you get those liberal talking points that you had in the service today?" And he goes, "That was Jesus' words." He goes, instead of people saying, "Oh, I'm sorry, my bust, I must have had my hearing aid down for that second," they want to say, "Well, that sounds weak now. That's not how we should be." How about that? So look how far we've fallen.
I told you last week about the.
Can confirm he is running now.
Thank you, Raymond.
Thank you, Ray Ray. Ray Dupre.
Ray Dupre. So, what were we talking about?
I was saying about how it's terrifying, about how Christians no longer believe in the teachings of Christ.
I was telling you, too, about how Des Moines, Iowa, there was a weatherman.
Oh, yeah. Who
had to resign because he was getting death threats for talking about climate change.
During the weather.
It's
not like he came on and said, "Excuse me, stop talking about this other thing. I want to tell you guys before, no, I'm tired, I'm mad as hell, and I'm not going to take it anymore." Nothing like that. Just like, "Hey, Got a little ice melt up here, more than usual. Could be climate change, you guys. You're fired.
He didn't get. He quit. He resigned with the support of the station. Like, hey, sorry you had to go through that, because because he was getting so many death threats.
A guy was burning in a lake of fire. Guy.
That's a good one.
Well, I fell into a burning ring of fire. I saw my friend fall. Well, he was in dire straits and burning. Barbie. Did you see Barbie yet?
No.
Surprising you went to see one but not the other.
The Oppenheimer?
Yep.
Yeah.
Very surprising.
Well, we're gonna get to
You were gonna wait until I go with you to Barbie?
No.
That was a perfect opportunity for you to say yes, Dustin. Yes, because I want you to get it. I want
Andy and I are trying to. I'm waiting for Andy to, my girl.
To what?
To go see Barbie.
Give you permission to go with Dustin to see a movie?
Well, I mean,
do you hear yourself, Sean?
She would want. I would want to see it with her, and she wants to see it with me.
And your old movie partner, Bob.
Yeah, you can tag along, probably.
Oh, did you hear that?
I mean, probably. I mean, I don't know.
You can tag along, third wheel. That's what he just said.
That's what I was suggesting.
You act like that's a deterrent, because it's not.
It's not. I'm sure it's not.
What is a deterrent is your fucking attitude. Am I right, folks? Give us a drop in the comments. Tell me I'm right. Thank you. What's this say?
That reminds me of the baseball announcer who was fired by the Orioles for talking about how bad they've been against another team. Obviously, way more pedestrian. Okay.
Just talking facts gets in trouble.
Just talking facts. Red Dupree. She's too busy preparing for my class. Andy. I think. I think Ray.
I'm listening.
Is brothers with
Michael? I don't think so. Dupree? I don't think he is.
You don't think so?
I don't think Michael has any brothers. I know he has a sister.
Okay, maybe.
I follow her on TikTok, but he's never mentioned to me that he has a brother. Or no, he doesn't go around. The 3 or 3 times I've talked to him, and he's gone, "Have you met my brother?" Nothing like that. So I assume
I was introduced to him by Andy as the third Dupree, or third Dupree.
It's Dupree. Now that I know it's Dupree, it is Dupree.
And so I assumed they were all part of the same family.
You would assume.
But it could just be someone with the same last name.
I think that's the thing. And I think that you're the one who's made the mistake.
I could very well.
And I accept
wait, hold on a second. No, wait, we could go on. Intro 2, baby.
Oh.
And wait, he is.
He is.
I think.
That's brother. Is that what we were talking about? It's hard to say without him being specific.
Blood test confirmed.
That sounds a little more like I would be
DNA test confirmed.
Oh, you that bitch.
Because I'm his cursed brother. See? Okay, I thought so.
Then what song did he parody for his famous Christmas song that went viral on TikTok?
Tick-tock on the clock, you can make my heart stop. Anyway, it's good to have you.
Good to have you, Mr. Dupree.
We're happy that you're here, and thank you for clarifying to Dustin that I was right.
Cool like a breeze.
I was right, and Dustin was wrong.
Here's a question, Sean.
I was right, and Dustin was wrong.
Here's something I think no one's talking about because I invented it in my brain.
Talk to me.
What about deserts? Have you thought about this? Gonna have all this rain. Gonna have all this water. We got Salt Lake cities. We got salt baths, the flats, the salt flats of somewhere. Who's to say? And then I thought we had this hurricane, right?
Salt Lake, yeah.
And I said to myself, remember the week before we talked about on here about how they have that desert in the south of Florida where they got, or not Florida, California, where they got that factory that's mining stuff that we need for electric cars, all that stuff. And it's a desert that has salts in it. And of course that used to be an ocean. And then I go, what if the rain just fills in those old desert areas and all of a sudden Earth's got like a lot more lakes and a lot more whatevers, but also a lot less deserts. Thoughts? It's intriguing.
What are you talking about?
Talking about the Sahara Desert becoming the Sahara Ocean. Because of how it's maybe below sea level at a certain point, but there's mountains surrounding it. Whatever it is.
Okay.
We got these great lakes here.
Or like Death Valley is like lower, it's below sea level.
All of a sudden, it's Death Lake.
Yeah, it's entirely possible because of all this rain that we got. There was an area of California
got flooded
that had been a lake historically, but then it dried up. We had started building on that area because it was reliably not a lake. And then they got all this rain this last winter, and boom, the lake is back, and it's going to be there for several years.
What do you mean? The flood water is?
The lake is going to remain for several years. That what we have built there is gone.
Because they've been in drought forever.
Yes.
So it's almost, look, I am not one that's for climate change and the ending of Earth and our species. Can I just, I feel like it's easy for me to claim that, but I also want to state my king stake. Put my stake down. I know you probably saw it with the sound effects and the pantomime. I get it.
Right.
But I also wanted to say it for those maybe just listening.
Well, so you're saying that because this lake was reborn, there is no climate change? Because it is climate change.
No, don't get me twisted up with your logics.
Yeah, I'm trying to interpret what you're saying.
And let me say it clearer.
Please.
Could all of this, hurricanes over California, hurricanes over Utah, instead of it's looking at it as a bad thing, because it's bad, people aren't making it. The upswing, the upside is all these lakes from the droughts are going to get filled up for years, which is a net positive at a certain point. And all the melting ice caps and snow caps, again, I want to say, I'm not for it unless we go from Sahara Desert to Sahara Ocean.
All right. So there are good things that are going to...
We're always worried about Florida, right? We're always worried about Florida shrinking up because it's already swamp land already, right? But what if some of that water gets... this is like supplement.
Pushed over to the Sahara?
Supplement. Pushed over to Sahara. You could just say that.
Okay.
And all of a sudden we got new oceans.
I mean, I don't necessarily see that as a benefit because our entire society...
We don't like the desert.
This entire society in which we live...
I'm listening to that.
This global civilization...
One world, y'all.
I don't think will, in the end, benefit from the climate change. Yeah, there might be temporary relief for like drought.
Look,
but the problem is
we had a hurricane and an earthquake in the same week in California.
Years without rain, and then a burst of rain in a short period, and then years again without rain. I mean, it's not really going to be the end of...
We're not saying years without rain. It might become rain central number one.
Sure.
Might be very rainy come from here on out. With that said, doesn't the clouds block out some of that sunlight from hitting the things? Like, I'm trying to not be positive, but also find them silver linings.
Find loopholes.
Find silver lining playbooks.
Yeah, I mean, there could be areas that, like, further north, they're going to benefit because their winters won't be as harsh anymore. Oh,
well,
no.
That's not always the best, because of reasons.
Right.
I get that.
So, yeah, there could be these transitional times, but, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, the problems from climate change are going to come when crop failures happen because of weather, and all of a sudden people can't eat. It's going to be the infrastructure, which was designed for a certain type of climate. Like, for example, in the like Alaska and northern Canada, and I would imagine in Siberia as well, their surface is something called permafrost, right? So
Permafrost.
It's called permafrost because they thought that land, that dirt, would permanently be frozen. So they built all their infrastructure on top of it.
Well, that's stupid.
Now that it's getting warmer, this permafrost is melting, and it is wreaking havoc
because we haven't read the
on
Bible.
Their infrastructure.
Build your houses on a rock and not on sand or permafrost.
So
could have been helpful, Bible. Maybe told us about permafrost.
People who wrote the Bible probably didn't know about permafrost.
Probably didn't know about
God did not tell them about it.
Whose does?
So
you're right. It was the George Michael, so he is his brother.
Thank you.
Can confirm. Sunbelt was the biggest misallocation of capital in human history. At least that's what my drug dealer told me. Interesting. Very interesting perspective.
Yeah. I think your drug dealer brings up a good point.
Yeah. What's their name? They're in drought because they have water.
They have to water grass and golf courses.
Who's that? California?
California.
But now they ain't in drought anymore.
If
anything, they soaked up to the bones.
The funny thing is,
you got funny thing?
It's not really funny.
Oh,
but probably, here's an issue.
Sean's not funny moment.
California is one of the largest producers of almonds in the world. They export their almond crops around the world.
Oh, are they?
But the almond is a very water intensive crop. So they've been struggling the last 10 years as they've been going through this drought. So finally it got to the point where all these almond farmers started ripping out their almond trees because they weren't going to have the water anymore to produce and then literally the next winter after they started ripping them out, the winter was one of the rainiest ever. And then this Hillary
could have had almonds.
Oh, they could have had a bounty of almonds. And now I bet they're kicking themselves because we were driving through.
Talk about it, buddy.
We were driving through the area where they had historically grown a lot of almonds. And, on either side of the road for acres and acres, just all of these almond trees that had been ripped out of the ground by some machine and just laying down there. So
it's like free firewood.
If you want to see it that way with your optimistic eyes.
I'm trying to be positive because I had a rough week personally. Mentally, physically, I had a rough week. Did I tell you about any of this?
You didn't talk about it. We didn't talk about it at all.
Yeah. We don't talk. We don't see each other or talk or go to movies anymore. We just wait till this time of the week and we catch up. Which is
But Ray,
great.
Places like California does still allow grass, but Las Vegas has banned grass.
What if we get us one of them hurricanes over Vegas?
Las Vegas has done a fine job of managing the small amount of water they have.
If we get us one of them hurricanes, though, all of a sudden Vegas is going to be like, bum, 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 we've got an ocean, too.
Well, you think about Vegas, you think about all those fountains and everything.
Think about that time I almost died.
Hotels.
I definitely won't ever go there. I hate Vegas. I sure do hate it.
And despite the boom in population they've had, they have not increased water consumption because of their proactive.
Now this is a hot take.
I say we take a hacksaw to the panhandle and kick Florida adrift.
Woo! Set adrift a memory bliss of
hot take.
Hot take. They only knew about semi-permafrost.
Yes.
Not permafrost.
Yeah.
It's the known knowns, the unknown knowns, and it's the unknown unknowns that you got to be aware of.
Right.
Don't even know the right questions to be asking about pond coin, right?
Who was that? Was that Bush's defense secretary?
He was defensive.
Rumsfeld, yeah. And as much as I hate him, and as much as I scoffed at that expression,
talk about it, bud.
When he first that sentence when he first said it, and largely because I was opposed to the war.
No one likes war.
Right.
No one wins in a war except for rich people and the arms dealers.
But that being said, I do believe that's a valid point about any decision that you make, that there are known things that you know, things that you
don't
you don't know, but then the things you don't know that you don't know. And those are the problems. And
that's the thing that made me feel crazy. That's the thing that made me feel crazy this week. Because I had what
Donald Rumsfeld?
I had a bleed out moment. I had a
Did you bleed? Did you have
I did.
Cut yourself?
Nope. I had a nose issue.
Oh no.
And basically this side of my face, because it always feels like it's clamping down and eating like a ompa ompa ompa.
Uh-huh.
And I've been singing on Twix, doing concerts
for
like 5 hours. So I'm opening up, I'm building muscles and, using things instead of just not using them. And I think through this process, things were opening up because my nostril dilators were starting to become in too far.
Okay.
So I'm very relaxed. I'm about ready to go to sleep. And I just pull one out. And as soon as I pull this one out, it's like the other one went, whoop. And I was like, oh no. And then just blood started pouring out of both sides. And it was scary. Yeah. There's still, if I was to show you on the bed, like there's some that's on the side of the bed and some that's on the floor. And then my second, not even the first, the second time, because I'd stopped it for once.
Okay.
Then it started up again. And then there was a pool at the bottom of the sink. A pool. That's how much. And then I start going, what are the things I don't know that are happening to me, that could be happening to me, that I don't even realize? And I'm in a house where our friend famously had a stroke that we love.
Right.
And he still to this day is not home, in his own home. And I even thought of this as being maybe not a great place because of just like, superstitions. Now all of a sudden, those superstitions, after that happened, kicked back into overdrive. And I definitely felt like, there's things I don't remember. And the things about going crazy or losing your mind is you don't know that you've lost your mind. It's the unknowns. You don't remember things. It's just not there. It's not present at all. And so I started going, this is it. You're never going to get better. It's either going to be slowly drawn out or it's going to happen like that fast. And I got freaked out and I made a video and it's sad because I was crying and I was even embarrassed of it. But during that time when I posted it, it's like there's no one else to talk to or to share this, to even share about what's going on. Can't talk about it on TikTok because they'll get you for violence or being scary, talking about blood. So I didn't really talk about it. But now I am.
It's very brave of you.
Thank you. I'm very brave.
It's brave of you to be so vulnerable.
Thank you. Oh, is this what Mike was talking about 3 years ago? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. This is being vulnerable? Yeah. I hate it.
How did your thing with Mike go? I see you get the Stream Deck out.
Yep.
So ready to go?
Oh, look at all these. Look at all these open tabs. You know I never have any open tabs.
Yeah.
And know your knowledge base and Mike's YouTube.
Oh, right. Okay.
Where he was like, this is how you do it on.
This is how you do it.
Come on. Do. Hey.
This is how you do it.
No. This is how you do it.
So if we push a button, something will happen, or you got to be on the OBS?
Oh, I didn't get any of it set up.
Okay.
I talked to him on Wednesday, and then I bled out on Wednesday night.
Okay.
Thursday morning, and then I slept until today.
All right.
Thank you. I rested. I said, rest never hurt anybody.
Just like God.
Just like God.
Even God needed a whole day of rest.
But them days is like, what? Not 24/7, maybe a century.
Yeah. Could have been a million years, Rowan.
It's all poetry.
It's all poetry. It's poetry in motion.
If you're bleeding, you should go ask a doctor about that. Fun fact, no. because that takes what they call health insurance,
Right.
which I did have. I had the best health insurance ever 9 years ago when it kicked in. The Healthcare Act, the Obamacare.
Right.
Thank you, Mr. Obama, for making that happen, because I would have been in debt on top of being half dead from Vegas. And ever since that moment, it's been how many times did the Republicans, because the Democrats never fought to take it away, but the Republicans fought 300 times to remove healthcare, and we still have basic, right? However, my healthcare, my state healthcare, all they've ever done is say they've canceled my one MRI that my doctor had ordered. They said, no, you don't need that. No, your doctor, he don't know what he's talking about. You don't need it. What? And my medications. So that was something else that happened last week. I ran out of medication, out of emotionally happy pills. And so I was already sunken into the sunken place. And add on top of that, no happiness to escape that. Woo! Definitely feeling crazy.
Yeah.
Definitely went a little crazy. And so therefore, I'm a U.S. healthcare refugee because I have this head stuff. And I can't get a doctor to fix it. I've tried to go to Mayo Clinic and Cleveland Clinic, been denied. So I've given up. And I'm just waiting for them to either come to me to fix it because they're like, or become Elon Musk rich, because I guarantee you Elon was like, oh, I need a surgery. The doctor would be like, let me get in line.
Yeah, I feel like doctors really have no tolerance for outliers.
No.
Like, we want the basic, we just want to deal with the basic issues.
Yeah.
And if it's complicated, and I don't know what
we
it is.
We got TV's Dr. House for that.
Go somewhere else.
We've rebooted Dr. House, so you could go there for outliers.
Yikes.
Yeah, it's not great.
Holy shit.
It's not the best.
It's not great. Big thorn to the healthcare system.
Big thorn.
Colossal thorn to the healthcare system.
And it's a reason I didn't get Roses and Thorns done this week. Because of it.
Roses and thorns, roses and thorns.
Ho, ho, holy shit.
Roses and thorns, roses and thorns.
Holy shit.
Roses and thorns, roses and thorns.
Did I hear you say?
Roses and thorns, roses and thorns.
Roses and thorns. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Roses and Thorns.
Welcome to Roses and Thorns.
The #1 segment here on Meltdown Island.
This is how we roses.
This is how we roses. This is how we thorns. What we do is we go, this was a good part of the show, or this was a bad part of the show. This is something that we should definitely do again, or this is something we should never talk about again. And
or just a shout out to something that
was
about
positive.
the show
Yeah.
that was positive.
I'd like to give a shout out to our viewers.
For example, a rose to our many commenters.
Many commenters and viewers.
Especially
Rose.
Ray, right? I mean,
Ray's been on fire. Ray's been really taking the truckload of comments this episode. Dare I say he's the Kara of this week.
He's the Kara of this week. I'm so sorry that's happening.
It's okay. It's been happening for a decade.
Yeah, he's used to it at this point.
It's not that I'm used to it, but I've also resigned to not dwell in it because it's my life and I have to dwell on it already. So I try not to feel bad about it.
Just wait in joyful hope of the coming of the sweet release.
Sweet release.
Of human extinction 2030.
Come on, 2030.
Extinction 2030.
Be there.
So be there. I'm going to be there. Are you?
Losers. If you make it.
You won't have to pay your student loans after we're extinct. So
you can't blame it on the Amish. No, not this time. You can not blame it on the Amish. Amish haven't done shit to planet Earth. No. They don't use no electricity. They ride in a bug and cart, you see. They have nothing to do with global warming. You can blame this one on the Amish. Amish, now. That's a good song.
Yeah, rose to that song.
Thank you.
I'll give you another rose next week if you lay it down.
I might, because that is a hit song that I need to put out. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Give it something in the 808s. Boom! Boom, 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 boom. But thank you, Raymond, for being kind.
Yeah. Good work today, Ray. Good work.
You call him Ray. It's not Raymond.
It might be Raymond.
I just know personally, my dad tried to call me Dusty when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I got upset and I said, no! My name is DUSTiN. Because Dusty was a grade older than me, and I had a crush on her, and I sit next to her on the bus, and it was Dustin and Dusty, and I wasn't going to tell my dad about that, but he needed to know. And in my mind, Dusty was a girl. Now, when I got older, I was like, oh, Dusty Rhodes. Oh, okay.
How great would it have been, though, if you would have ended up with a girl named Dusty? Dustin and Dusty. That would have been really sweet.
Been very sweet. A little crazy, but very sweet.
Very sweet. You guys could have dressed the same.
Oh, go on.
This would have been sweet. So, what's going on? Is that you dinging? What the fuck's going on?
Yeah.
What's going on, buddy? What's the dinging?
Oh, people.
Thorn to people dinging during Roses and Thorns.
Ooh, big old thorn.
Big thorn.
I got
a big thorn.
Got a big thorn.
A thorn to the universe for having that whole Hurricane Hillary 2 weeks after I left California.
I say it's a positive thing. Who knows?
That I missed it?
Yeah. Who knows what could have happened?
I don't think so. I think it would have been very cool to
Andy
see that.
Cobb said that there was flooding, earthquake, and a hurricane right in where they live, right in their valley.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And I haven't heard back. I said, "Are you okay?" I haven't heard back.
Okay.
And I'm not trying to even be silly. I realize that I'm saying this. It sounds silly, but
yeah.
I'm realizing I haven't heard back, and that makes me nervous.
Well, especially since the people who live in that area are not used to those weather conditions.
No, they're used to sunny every day.
Sunny, dry,
sunny,
and sunny. Sunny, warm, dry, clear skies.
All of those things.
And here they're getting walloped. They've been getting walloped. Since the atmospheric river dumped on them.
You wouldn't take off? You wouldn't go to Vegas for the weekend? I would. If I knew there was a hurricane coming and I lived on the beach, I'd be like, peace.
I mean, I would have stayed only because
you want front row seats to the end of the world.
It would be, well, that notwithstanding. But the warnings were for, that it was going to be reduced to tropical storm status by the time it got up that high. I mean, it's not like a Category 5 was bearing down and was going to slam right straight into Los Angeles. Yeah, then
I wish that would have hit Hawaii.
Then I would have left.
Why couldn't it have hit Hawaii on its way? Instead, it just blew them winds and made it worse.
That was actually a different hurricane, I think.
A different hurricane.
Yeah. Because this isn't the one that blew.
Aren't they tsunamis on that side?
They're typhoons. They're typhoons in the Pacific, technically.
Allegedly.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how much plastic was in that ring.
Lots.
It's a very fast answer. Surprised.
In fact, thorn to the fossil fuel industry.
Thorn?
For your criminal denial. And,
easy, bud.
To the existence of climate change. And the literally hitting to the airwaves, telling people it's nothing to worry about.
Woo! Talk about it, Sean.
I mean, it's criminal. And history will remember them as criminals.
I already think of them like that.
Yeah.
Don't matter what I think is what most people say, but boy, do I think of them like that.
Myself included.
You know I can hear you, right?
Good work, you gents.
Oh,
I think he's giving us a rose.
Us?
He's giving us a rose.
Rose to you.
I'm giving
rose.
you a rose, buddy.
Rose.
I'm giving you a
all
rose.
around. Rose. Look at the color. We got rose color.
You're crushing it today, buddy. You're crushing it.
And I'm not even trying.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you know it's good.
Thorn to that guy who's tormenting poor Logan Paul.
I mean, yes, but also don't start a fight if you don't want to get dirty and get in a fight.
It's true. That's very true. A thorn to the fact that we had to talk so much about crypto today.
Well, some would say rose because there are a lot of things happening in crypto that have been robbing us for a long time, and here come along a pond.
A rose to Kazakhstan for
that's not true.
For offering to be the K in BRICS.
I like that you like that joke, though. I appreciate that.
It's a good bet.
Thank you. I definitely thought of that the other day and sent it to my mom and brother. They both laughed, so I knew it was a joke. I wanted to use on today's show. No. Meltdown Island. So this Rebel Moon, huh?
Uh-huh.
When's it come out?
I don't know.
Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon.
Oh, what's that even? What is that? I don't even
It's
know.
on Netflix.
I don't know anything about that.
It's a movie. It's called Epic. It's called Dark Rebel Moon. It's called Rebel Moon.
Wages massive war in space. Sequel gets release date.
Sequel? It hasn't even been released yet.
I don't know. I don't know how they can promise a release date when these strikes are still
coming to the streamer on December 22nd, 2023. Part 2 titled Scar Giver.
Speaking of the strikes, rose to the Writers Guild.
Here's a question. Yes, 100%.
And the SAG, keep sticking it to them. Thorn to the studios for fucking with them.
Thorn to AMC theaters. Is Rebel Moon? Is that one that's got the Marines, the Space Marines? Is that what this is?
I have no idea. I don't know. And
it's a game. Here's the thing: it's a game, and I don't know the game.
Okay. And that's probably why I don't know it either, because I don't know games. I'm not a gamer.
But your boy, who was Superman,
Henry Cavill.
I
don't know. I'm no good with last names.
I know that. That's why I'm helping you out. You. He's going to be starring in it.
Okay.
And if that's
Instead
the thing,
of season 3 of The Witcher.
Season 4.
Season 4 of The Witcher.
How do they keep giving him such crap about it on Witcher though? He's the only one that knows anything about the Witcher game and or books. Like you read them all, and then he's like, "Well, I'm sorry, but that's not how it would go." And then they want to give him crap and say it's all his fault when no, it's not.
Thorn to the producers of The Witcher.
Yes. Poor Henry. You think he really is just such a nerd that people can't get over him and say, I can't deal with this guy? Excuse me, guys, but that's not how it is in the books.
A rose to Henry Cavill. Cavill. A rose to Henry Cavill for having some artistic integrity.
Yes.
In wanting to stay within the rules set by the intellectual property.
The film follows in like young woman survived vision. Okay, maybe not. I don't know.
Rose to Mike for helping you out with this. I look forward to the opportunity to use this stream deck in the future.
Oh no, Fire Festival 2? They didn't learn from Fire Festival 1.
Thorn, I got a thorn for you right now, buddy.
Go ahead.
That you're continuing a new material when we are clearly in the wind down portion of the show.
I'm winding down. I just threw a thorn out to them. There's no discussion needed.
I don't know.
I said it plainly. I said Fire Festival 2. You didn't learn from 1.
We also talked about Rebel Moon. I just wanted to nip this in the bud, so I had to give you a thorn.
A spotless giraffe. That doesn't seem right. That's real? A rare spotless giraffe was born in Tennessee Zoo.
I don't know.
Tennessee Zoo, man.
Oh, there's the
Tennessee pride.
Well,
it's like we say every week during our weekly mantra. Corporations are not people.
So let's stop The insanity.
Stop the insanity.
Get money out of politics.
Get money out of politics.
Get government out of our vaginas.
I'm sorry, but I thought they wanted limited government. Republican Party, that's what we read, right? Mm-hmm. And yet they want to limit Disney.
Yeah.
They want to limit free market businesses. They want to limit vaginas.
Yeah.
What are we talking about? That sounds like big government to me. Doesn't sound like limited government. It sounds like overstep. It sounds like they're doing big old steps.
Yeah. And for that matter, why the war on drugs?
Why?
Republicans, I mean,
they failed.
That's a legitimate choice to do drugs. I should be free to do that.
Yeah. Good for you, bud.
Thank you. I crushed that high five, by the way.
That was fucking great, dude.
I didn't even fucking high five.
Roasted your confidence in doing drugs.
I mean, I crushed that high five.
Crushed the high five. Crushed it. Nipped that one right in the rosebud.
We nipped that right in the rosebud.
That's funny. That's a rose. That's a rose.
It's rose. That was such a nice, crisp high five.
And if for those of you who've been maybe new to the show and not following every high five we've done, when we first started high fives, they didn't work out so great.
Not a good high five.
Somebody didn't grow up high fiving or practicing high fives.
Yeah. I mean, we didn't do that many high fives in high school theater. It's not like I was like on the soccer team where they would do it all the time.
But on the show, I get a little fired up and want to give high fives sometimes.
And I don't know how to give them.
And little by little, somebody's got strong enough.
I'm getting more confident.
Inside of his little heart that all of a sudden he can just knock out a high five like it's nobody's business.
Yeah, I crushed it.
I'm proud to see that growth, and I give you a rose for it.
Thanks, buddy.
You did a great job.
Thank you. Rose to all of us. Rose to all of us.
Us all. We're all winners when we're together.
Mm-hmm. Also, don't feel guilty about your carbon footprint because it's all bullshit.
You were that little fat boy who could high five on that story.
You were the little high fiver that could the entire time.
I think I am.
The high five was in me the whole time.
There it is, kid. There you go, chump.
The journey was the high fives we made along the way.
This guy. Get over here. This is pose time, everyone. This is part of the show where we pose.
But thank you, everyone.
I'm sleeping.
You could do that one again. Thank you very much for being here, being part of the show. We couldn't do the show without you.
Well, I don't want to do the show without you.
I mean, we've tried. We come close to trying.
And we do fine. We do fine without them. To be fair with us,
yeah.
Except we don't like it.
We don't like it.
We're great without them, but we're better with you.
Pose. Pose. Pose.
Oh! I'm not a crow!
I am a rock.
I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. Shondeville. All right.
Nice work.
Goodbye, everyone. We love you.
Bye.
Bye.
We'll see you next week
on Meltdown
Island.